Yo, what is up everyone? As you can tell, I still need a haircut. It's a fucking mess. So basically, I have another day off from work so I can make another video around the house again. But the problem is, the reason why I've got a day off is because of my car. You know that new Audi I bought? Talking about cars, I bought my new Audi as well, didn't it? Audi A4. It was like a few days ago. And yeah, that Audi A4 is basically playing up. I had problems with the EPC light and an engine light. Basically, it just throttles every time I drive, and the whole car just vibrates, and I'm just like shaking in the car. So I had to get it to a garage, and that garage basically charged me £210 to replace like two cylinders or um, two cylinders in the engine or something like that. And they said it was because of burning oil, or oil was contaminated in the cylinders, and because of that, every time I rev the engine, there's black smoke coming out from the back as well. And he said, although it's been repaired, you still have to sell that car and buy a new one, or your other choice would be to replace the whole engine, which will cost 2 to 3 grand, which is just annoying. So I basically, the same thing happened again. It started running smoothly for a while after it got repaired, but then the same thing happened again. So I took it back to the dealer, and now the dealer's going to sort it out. And he fucking ripped me off, man. I swear to God, if he doesn't get that repaired, then I don't know what's going to happen. That's why I'm having a day off, and I'm going to get straight into this reaction and not dwell on this too much. So let's get straight. I just said that. Let's go.
My name is Lanai, and I'm an 18-year-old from New Jersey that is currently living in Ohio. And this experience happened to me a few months ago at my brother's house. My brother Ivan had just moved into this house with his wife and his 10-year-old child. It was my first ever time visiting, since I was working all the time and we was barely home. Anyway, I arrived at my brother's house and got out of my car. As soon as I pulled into the driveway of the place, I started getting an uneasy feeling. The house was a blue 3-story house that was surrounded by 2 other houses, and while I grabbed my purse, I glanced up at the window. I froze. Because staring back at me from the 2nd floor window was this older man wearing a flannel. His hair was long and was messy, but he was gone within seconds. I brushed this off, figuring maybe Ivan and our other brother Ian was screwing with me. But both Ivan and Ian came out to 1st floor and gave me a hug. I was a bit freaked out over this, but I sucked it up and walked inside with them. Upstairs on the 2nd floor was where my niece Iris and my nephew sleep, and my brother and his wife slept on the 3rd floor. Of course, Iris was excited to see me and wanted me to see her room, so she took me by my hand and ran me upstairs to her room. All I can say, this place was creepy, and it smelled like a rotting corpse of something. The room was cold, and it felt as if time stopped altogether. I suddenly snapped out of this trance I was in, and Iris was showing me her collection of items she got from our grandmother in Korea when we all went together. Iris was paying no attention to me at all, but she kept talking and then said, "Hey, Auntie, I'll be right back. Stay here, okay?" I agreed, and she left the room. I went over to one of the walls nearest to the window to where I saw the man earlier. On the wall, I noticed something was there. I took a few steps closer, and I saw the name Max carved into the wall. It, strangely enough, was also in what looked like blood or something. I got chills down my spine, and just as this was happening, I heard what sounded like a man say, "You'll never leave, Lanai." And then I was spun around by nothing. There was nobody there. I was alone, and something had what felt like a hand around my neck, choking me. The smell got even worse. It got colder, and suddenly, I could no longer breathe. After about another 5 seconds of being choked, I was thrown up against the wall and slammed to the floor. I was crying, and I jumped up, really not giving a shit about what attacked me, but I practically mowed Iris over as I sprinted down the stairs, ran past my very confused brothers. I was shouting as I dashed for my keys and pretty much dived myself into my car. I started it up and looked one more time at the window, and a pair of yellow eyes with the most fucked up Joker-looking smile stared at me. I threw my '67 Chevy into reverse and never looked back. Now, after a few months, I live by myself in a house in Dayton. I think he followed me, because now I see, hear, and sense things. Stuff in my house gets thrown at me and breaks. I can still smell that rotting corpse smell to this every day.
Man, I feel so sorry for her, man. Just still to this day, she's still having those problems. I feel sorry for her. Jesus. That's so fucked up. That is so fucked up. It's only happening to her out of all the other people. It's just her. And she's even living by herself and this is happening. And that's going to be even more scarier, man. I just feel sorry for her. I don't know what she can do about it because even if she moves to another house, it could move with her. So she's stuck with that for life, man. Unless she hires some like ghost remover, some priest or something like from the Exorcist movie who can actually sort out this problem and get rid of it, whoever this spirit is. That's sad. This shouldn't even be on this Once Entertainment YouTube videos. It should be like on an actual documentary so that people are noticing this and like people can report it and she can just get rid of this spirit or ghost or whatever. Because I'm sure there's people out there who can get rid of them. Ghosts are true. Ghosts have to be true. I do believe in like, you know, paranormal activity in the world today. Like I do believe that because people can have an afterlife after they die. It depends on how they died as well. There has been like documentaries proving that. No, I'm talking about the movies. I'm talking about the actual real life experiences. I've seen like videos like this that are explaining it, and this is really just sad. Like she's just a very unlucky person. I just feel sorry for her. Catch you guys later. Peace. So this video does not include copyright content. There is a song playing in the background, but I'm talking over it. And just check out these videos on the right here too, please. Thanks. Peace.